campaign by the opposition team called to push for the first amendment in the constitution enacted in 2010 to overhaul the system of government has reignited the political rivalry between the two main horses in the march for the race to State House. The opposition team that is in Mombasa County to consult with the court technical team insists that the current pure presidential system of government requires radical surgery to make it more accountable to the Kenyan people through their elected representatives in the National Assembly and the Senate.
The second question of the referendum that we seek to advance is to change the system of government to the extent of accountability. That we want to change the electoral process, that we want to deny the country the chance to elect their leaders directly. That is not the question. The question is the question of accountability. How do we make the executive accountable effectively to the elected representatives of the people and to the people who are represented in these assemblies.
The Jubilee government has, however, maintained a referendum to change the system of government is a waste of time and an attempt to reignite political temperatures in the country barely 5 months after the general election. Deputy President William Ruto, while addressing members of the Law Society of Kenya during their annual general conference in Kwale County, termed as deceitful, calls for an overhaul of the structure of government.
The question I would want to ask our friends who are pushing this new referendum idea and look at them straight in the face and ask them, if they had won the election, would they be pushing for a referendum to change the constitution? Would they? And I really want them to look at Kenyans in the face and answer that question.
Ruto's position affirming President Uhuru Kenyatta's statement yesterday when he addressed a church function at Kamulu, Nairobi County.
Uchaguzi umeisha, hata bado watu hawajapoa, hawajapumua, hawajatulia, umeanzisha siasa tena ati sijui unataka referendum. Kwani ulikuwa wapi wakati tulikuwa tunapitisha katiba? Yeah?
And I think it is time we call a spade a spade. You know? And it is time people began to understand that if you lose an election, there is something called next time.
Increased allocation to county governments is yet another matter that could be an ingredient in the proposed referendum to amend the constitution. The CORD leaders voiced their support for a push to review the provisions of allocation of resources to the county governments to facilitate implementation of devolution.
And we support the initiative to amend the constitution in order to enhance to more than 40%, 40 to 50% sharing of the revenue collected nationally to go to the counties.
The deputy president defended the national government against accusations that it was undermining devolution.
Today we have a framework with our county governments that will enable devolution of function.
To amend the constitution and the provisions of system of government and devolution, one requires the support of county assemblies in at least 24 counties and a majority of the voters during a referendum. Francis Gachuri, Citizen Live at 9, Mombasa.